Hi guys, welcome to my live. You can see I am barefaced. I'm ready to do a full face demo. I got my little hat on, I'll take that off in a minute. First things first, my name is Charlotte. I am a Pink Status presenter with a company called Unique, and I am coming online tonight to do a full face makeup demo, step-by-step tutorial on a smoky grey eye, eyebrows, flawless face, everything. And let's have a few chats about life in general and see how everybody's getting on. So firstly, I'm just going to hold my phone still while I sort this out. I hope that all of you are well and everybody is happy and that you're having a fabulous day. It's been a really busy day for me, but I will tell you more about that in a little while. Lots going on, so let's get down to business and get cracking. I hope that you're all right. If you're popping in, say hi. Don't be a stranger. Let me know where you're watching from. I am in sunny Ireland. It's been a great day here so far. I'm probably going to swipe the comments off and I'll reply to everybody later, but I might not. It depends how I'm feeling. I'm going to be posting this video up on YouTube as well, so you can catch me on YouTube. And I just want to say massive thanks to everybody supporting me. Hi everybody tuning in. Thank you so much. So I'm going to take the hat off for a start, get the hat on, and get ready for this tutorial. So I'm just going to tie my hair up out the way. It's really good to see you all as well. Thank you guys. Thanks Philomena. Please, if you like my videos, if you enjoy them, feel free to share, put them into any groups that you think might like them or benefit from them, or if you've got any friends that you think might like them, just invite them to watch. There's a little button down in the corner that says share. You can click on that, copy the link and share away. So let's get cracking. So I'm going to do a full face makeup demo today, and I'm going to do a smoky eye as well with that, and I'm going to use one of the products that's in our kudos this month to do that with, which is an eyeshadow palette, and it's palette number 3. Great, thanks Gina. Oh, bless you. Hi to all of you and your friends that are watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. So the first stage, I'm using all my Unique products, okay? So the first stage is primer. And if anybody wants to know more about any of the products that I'm using, they can just ask away. They can send me a private message. You can hit me up with anything, okay? So I'm putting primer on all over my face first of all. This primer is Touch Glorious Face Primer, and it's just going to make, basically, like if you've got skin like me, you can see that I have kind of problematic skin. It's very oily, greasy, so I always prime beforehand, and it helps give me a very flawless face. It's kind of like polyfiller for your face, you know, so it's going to smooth out all of the open pores, holes, creases, crinkles, any of those kind of things, and sort that out. So when I put the primer on, I like to just leave it to kind of sink into my face a little bit, and to dry and to just, you know, do its thing. That's the way I like to do my makeup, step by step, a little bit at a time. So I'm just going to get my brushes here. I'm pretty organized tonight for a change. I'm never usually very organized. I'm usually always searching for stuff, but I got all my stuff out ready because it's been a while since I've done a long live. So I wanted to do a nice long live and go through everything slowly with you. So while I'm waiting for the primer to set, I do my eyebrows, okay? And I am using this awesome little eyebrow kit. You see this? This is the Moodstruck Brow Obsession palette for all of us girls obsessed with our brows. And you've probably seen me do this before, but I use the darker powder. I'm going to use the darker powder today because I'm doing a quite full-on look, and I really want my eyebrows to stand out. And you can see my eyebrows are very fair, but I dye my hair dark. Your eyebrows do shape your face. So it's really important, if you're going for a good makeup look, to have good eyebrows. So I just use a little tiny dab of the powder. I literally just dab the end of the brush on the powder. I'm using the Unique Brow Artist brush. It's got one flat end here, and it's very thin, if you can see that. And it has one tapered end here, if you can see that, which is also very flat. And I prefer to use a tapered end when I'm doing my brows. I do have a little mirror just here below me, so I'm going to try and do it so you can see what I'm doing as well. And what I do is I use the tapered end, and I do underneath, I do a line just underneath my brow hair first, like so. And I do a small tiny bit at a time, okay? Because it's just easier, especially if you have slightly unsteady hands. So just a tiny little bit at a time. Hi there, hi Laura, hi everyone tuning in. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you get any value from my video, as always, from my content, you know what to do. And as I said, I will be posting this video up onto my YouTube page as well. So if you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, subscribe guys. And I'll see you on there as well. I'll be doing a few live videos on YouTube as well. So I've gone underneath my eyebrow already, and I like a structured brow. So I do that by then going over the top. And you can see I do a tiny little bit at a time, and then I just do a dab of powder back onto the brush, and again a tiny little bit at a time, and I follow the line of my eyebrows. Okay, I don't kind of make it up. I do follow my natural eyebrow line, and I bring it down a bit. So you're gonna imagine that your eyebrow is ending kind of, you do like a diagonal line from your eye here. So your eyebrow is gonna end there. Okay, so I am actually gonna bring that eyebrow down a tiny little bit more. Okay, so it's in line with the bottom of my eye. You see there? And then what I'm going to do is I use the powder that's left on the brush just to kind of fill in the brow, and I will touch it up then if I need to as I go along. Okay, so I'm actually going to just touch up that bottom bit. So the last couple of days I've had off of work, I don't know how everybody else is feeling, but these are my first 2 days off of work, or out of my shop, since I opened. Actually, that's a lie. I had 1 day off a couple of weeks ago. But today was spent literally, I was in Limerick this morning, and then I was off to Cork to see a spine specialist to help myself get sorted and get fixed. Now, when I get to the front end of my brow, I just use the powder that's left on the brush, because this is where the hair is sparser. So I don't want the colour to be as dark and blocky as it is all the way through. So I just keep going until I'm happy with it. And I just kind of dab it in there. And I'm going to use the slightly lighter shade and just go underneath the actual line. There. And if there's any bits then that I'm not happy with, when I do my cutting in, I'm going to take those bits away. Okay, so I actually find that my eyebrow there is a little bit thicker than what I'd usually like it to be. So I do have a cotton bud here, and I will just tidy up that line before I put concealer on there. Okay, and I just touch up over it again. I don't want to rub it too much because it will go red, and then I won't be able to see what I'm doing. Okay. And sometimes my eyebrows play ball and they work perfectly, and sometimes they don't. So, and if I talk while I'm doing it, then it's even harder. So just bear with me while I do this. Okay, so this eyebrow is gone a little bit too thick. But when I cut in, I'm going to take away all these little bits that I'm not happy with, like here. So I'll stop poking it with a cotton bud, and we'll go on to the second eye. So what I do is I go under the hairline. There. Hi to everybody tuning in. Thank you so much for tuning in. Your support is hugely appreciated. Thank you so much. Okay. I find it very hard to talk while I'm doing my eyebrows, so bear with me. And then, oh, I don't know what's going on with this eyebrow. I'm just going to wipe that bit off and go down. It's been a long day for me today. I literally from Limerick to Cork to get myself sorted out, and I've been poked and prodded around by loads of different people. So yeah, it's been a bit crazy. And then I go above my eyebrows, as I just said. So I just finished this brow. there. I like to bring it down the same as the other brown. And then use what's left on the brush just to shade in. I feel like this brow has gone wonky as well, but we'll touch all of that up. But I'm liking the end of this brow. There. So I feel like I want to make them a tiny little bit darker. And I feel like this one is quite thick down here, but I can see where I've gone wrong there. So I'm just going to wipe that bit off there. And it's a great way to find out if you need to pluck your eyebrows doing this as well. There. Oh. And down. There. There. Sorted. Okay, so eyebrows are on. And I'll fiddle around with them again in a little bit if I need to. So the next thing that I'm going to do is cut in around the edge of my eyebrows, and I'm going to use a tiny bit of the Scarlet Concealer mixed with some of our eye primer. Okay, so I've just used a dab of Scarlet Concealer and I'm mixing it with a bit of eye primer. And I'm going to use my concealer brush just to cut that in around my eyebrows. She says, where's the concealer brush? There. So I'm going to mix the colours up first, okay? And I'm going to do each eye at the same time so you guys can see. So this I'm going to use basically here, if you watch. And I'm going to use this like Tipp-Ex. And that's just going to start neatening up the edge of my brow. There. And I'm going to brush that in then all over my eyelid. There. And this is where I can see then if I feel like I need to touch up my eyebrow a little bit, like I feel like I need to now, here, there, and I'll be going above my eyebrow as well, but I'm going to do underneath the other eye first. Okay, so I always find this eye a lot harder to do. And I do love using our concealer brush for this just because of the way that the brush is shaped. It's like really nicely tapered, so you can get a really good curve in there. Just a little bit more. And I bring that over my whole eyelid as well. So don't mind me when I go quiet. When I go quiet, I'm really, really concentrating. Okay, and I want to just bring that around the top. So I've nearly used everything there. That was like the perfect amount. So I'm just going to bring that around the top, and that's just going to give my eyebrows a little bit of definition. Tiny bit more, and I go around the top of this brow. I did an apprenticeship in painting and decorating when I was younger, and this just really reminds me of that. Doing makeup just really reminds me of painting and decorating. And I just kind of blob it in, you know, around the outside edges there. Now what I'm going to do, you can spend a long time with your brush kind of dabbing it in and blotting it in and making sure that there's no brush marks, whatever, but I use my sponge. I cheat. I use my little makeup sponge. I use a very tiny little blending bud, and I just very, very carefully dab it in, just to try and, you want a nice even base for the eyeshadow application, okay? And just be delicate because it is your eye. There. Once I've finished doing this, I'll be able to chat a little bit more. So don't forget, if you're just tuning in, say hi, drop me an emoji, let me know where you're watching from. Don't be shy, get in and chat. And I'll reply to all comments afterwards. Okay, so I'm happy now. The base is looking nice and even, I think. Just about. Just going to tidy that bit up there a bit. There. Now, my eyeshadow look today that I'm going to do is something that a friend of mine asked me to do. Lovely lady that I'm friends with on Facebook, Jasmine, to do a tutorial on smoky eyes with greys. And that's what I'm going to do. So, painting and decorating my face, I know, Gina, that's exactly what I feel like I'm doing. I just feel like I'm completely like painting and decorating my face. So I'm just looking for the right palette. I've got all of these palettes here. These are part of our kudos this month. So it's a palette, it's eyes and lips basically, and a bag, a free bag. So you get one of the addiction palettes, and these palettes are fantastic. I have them all, and I'm going to show you tonight addiction palette 3. So I've got some nice shades in here. Can you see them? Pinks, greys, and blacks, and some really nice kind of glitter, shimmery shades. So I'm going to do a look using these. Haven't practiced this look yet, so I'm winging it. So bear with me. I've got all my little eyeshadow brushes here. So we've done eyebrows, and we've done contouring in around the eyebrows and a little bit of highlight under the brow. And we've given our eyes a nice little base to work on. So firstly, I'm going to take the blending brush, okay, just giving it a clean off. I've got my little cloth here as well. So using this blending brush, first of all, see, it's really, really nice and it's really fluffy. Excuse me. And that is just going to give us, I'm going to go in with this shade here. This is palette 3, and I'm going to go in with this shade here. It's called Determined. Hi Magda, how are you, sweetheart? Thanks for popping in. So this is going to give me a base coat. It's a matte shade, so there's no shimmer for my base coat. And basically the base coat is just something that's going to help me blend the other eyeshadow colors on. So I'm just going to dab that over and flick it on lightly, because we just want to, we don't want an awful lot of color. I just want something that's going to, you know, give me a base that I can blend over. Sorry, Max. Did you hear that? Max just came out of his bedroom and told me to be a bit quiet because he's trying to sleep. I didn't realise I was shouting. Sorry, sweetie. Told off by my 7-year-old. I better be a little bit quiet. So you can see that now. I'm literally just dusting that on. Dusting that over. And that's going to be my base coat. It's just going to help the other colours to blend a lot easier. Okay? So I'm going to do the exact same on the other eye. I'm going to do both eyes at the same time. You see what I'm doing? I'm sweeping it over the colour. Make sure I get it on the right colour. Sweeping it over the colour and tapping it off. So now I'm just going to start very, very lightly dusting it over on this eye as well. I always start on the lid and then work my way up. And I'm like as light as a feather. I'm barely touching. So when you recreate this look yourselves, you can see literally like small little, you can see I'm holding the brush for a start. The brush is that long and I'm holding it at the end. That's to help the ease of pressure. And I am barely touching. I'm literally just flicking particles of color around on my eye, and I'm just slowly gonna build that up till I get a nice soft finish that I can then blend the other shadows over. So if I touch this, it's not too tacky, you know, you want it kind of smooth. So just a tiny little bit more. And this is actually a nice shade on its own anyway, this shade Determined. It's a lovely kind of brownie shade. So just flicking that. Hi Danny, how are you? Thanks for tuning in. Just flicking that over, okay? And it's got the kind of grey tone to it, so it's going to work well with the silvers as well and the smoky look. You can see how high up I'm bringing that, okay, and the same there on the other eye. So I feel happy now that both eyes are about the same. So we're going to make a start into our actual eyeshadow and what we're going to do. So the color next that I'm going to go for, if I take my crease brush, I'm going to take a little crease brush. I'm going for smoky, okay? I'm going for kind of grays and smoky and pink, okay? Grays and pinks, I think, suit most eye colors. I have kind of gray. Can you see my eye color there? They're kind of greeny, gray, blue. They tend to change color a lot depending on what eyeshadow I've got. So I'm going to go in with this shade here. Okay, you see this shade? This is pink shade. It's called Tickled. I'm going to take this shade first, and I'm going to give my crease brush a really good coat of it and dust it off. And this is going into the crease of my eye. And I'm going to run that right over. Okay, right over into a half moon shape around my eye. And I'm going to bring that color up. Okay, can you see that? I'm going to do the same on the other eye. Okay, so I'm going to run that into the crease, half moon, and I'm going to start bringing that color up. Okay, can you see that? That's on each eye, that's about the same. I'm going to take a little bit more of that color, and I'm smoking my eyeshadow out. So I'm going to start out here and add it in there, okay? Now you see? I'm going to do the same with this eye. I'm going to start it here, and I'm going to add it up and in there, okay? So now I'm going to take my blending brush, and I'm going to blend and blend and blend. Super, super light pressure. Like super light pressure. And I'm going to blend that over my eyelid and up out there. And the idea is I'm just kind of taking away any kind of harsh lines, and I'm blending that shade into the shade that I originally put on my eye, okay? So again, just really, really working that color in. And the more that you blend, like the better kind of look that you're going to get. Okay, so you can see the difference now that's blended compared to this eye. So I start over here, and I'm just going to start blending this upper edge first. Down into the socket line. And onto the eyeball. And really, really blend that out, okay? So just going to keep, I just tapped my brush off a little bit there. So I'm just going to keep blending. Got my mirror here so I can see. Going to keep blending that away. And the lighter the pressure, the better, okay? So you literally, like, you're hardly putting on any pressure. You're just going to blend that in. Blend and blend and blend and blend. So these are really like base coats, okay? So I'm going to take a little bit more now of the first shade, Determined, and I'm going to go in up high, and I'm going to blend that into the line at the top there. Just blend that over and down and around. Oh, and again. Over onto the other side. Blend that over and down and around. Okay, so that's a very kind of peachy brown tone. And what I'm going to do now, I'll have a look at these colors. So there's a lot of very shimmery colors in there. I'm not going to use the shimmers on the blend. So I'm going in with this color here, Irate. And this is very black. Okay, so I'm going to take some of that. And that's going down low into my actual crease line here. My eye is going to start tearing a little bit in a minute, so I have to be careful. Okay, and I'm going to do the same on this side. And you notice that I'm only going slightly in. Just a little dab of that colour on. And just slightly into the very bottom of the crease. Okay. This is all with my crease brush. I'm not even looking in my mirror, so I'm going to do the same then on this eye. And slightly over. So this is going to start giving me that really nice smoky look. And I have a slightly smaller thicker, fluffier blending brush. I bought this in pennies. I'm going to use this to start to blend that out. And it's the same principle. It's really, really light pressure. Really, really light pressure. And I'm blending that shade over now. Okay, so I'm blending that nicely into that socket area and then bringing it over. And again, it's like, it's really, really light pressure, okay? So I'm starting to get a really, really nice blend there. I don't know if you can see that on my phone, how well that's being picked up. I think I might just move there. And I'm going to do the same into the other eye. And just, you can see I use a circular motion and a backwards and forwards motion, and I'm just blending that out. Okay, there. So it's darker in the corners than it is on the outside. Now, I want to start adding some color onto my actual lid. So I'm going to go with this shade here. It's called Cheeky. Can you see that? It's a really, really sparkly purple. So I'm going to shimmy. This brush is the Dulux brush. I'm going to shimmy that on there. That's going to pick up a lot of that shade, and I'm going to start dabbing that into there, into the far corner. I'm going to put that about halfway in on my eyes. From the far corner, about halfway in. That's a very, very dark, shimmery purple. And then I'm going to take the next shade up from that, which is also very, very shimmery. It's coming together now, I'm happy. And it's called Flippant. Can you see this? This is a shimmer, not a glitter. So I'm going to take this shade, Flippant, and the same, I'm going to shimmy my brush on it. And that's coming into this corner. So that's going on the inside corner. Okay, and out. I'm going to blend again in a minute, okay? I just like to put the colours on. This is how I do it. I like to put the colours on first. And then blend them out. There. Okay, so now I'm going to take the big blending brush, nice and clean, and I'm just going to start ever so gently blending those colours away from the inside corner to the outside. So ever so gently, just blending those colours away. There. Okay? You see? Very, very gently. And I still haven't lost the shades. I don't know if it's picking up on my phone, but I've still got the very pinky shades up here. I haven't managed to lose those, which is great. So I'm trying to keep those shades there. So I'm going to go back in with the slightly, clean that blending brush off. I'm going to go back in with the first shade. Okay? I'm going to sweep the brush onto that, and I'm going to pop that back in over here and work that blend with the black. Okay? I'm going to do the same on the other eye, and I'm going to work that back in there and work that blend back in, so I'm not losing the colour. Okay? And give the brush a clean off, and then blend that right out. And I'm going to go back in now with the crease brush and the Irate shade. And I'm going to add that black into there, right into this far corner. And now there's a good lot of shimmer coming on there as well. So in a minute I'm going to start bringing these colours down. Because there's so much shimmer, I've started to lose a bit of the black, so I'm adding that back in now. So this is a very heavy, like glamorous kind of makeup look. And I'm going to use my smaller blending brush, and I'm going to blend that black in. Okay. See, I'm just blending in that black. And the same on this side with the smaller brush. Blending it in. And I'm actually going to take a dab of the Cheeky, the shimmer, this purple shimmer. I'm going to take a dab of that onto the blending brush and just kind of blend that in there with the black as well. And do the same on the other eye. Okay, so now I'm going to go underneath my eyes. I think that's enough on the top. So I'm working underneath. So the first shade I'm going to use is this shade here. Okay, Tickled. I'm going to use my Dulux brush. I'm going to sweep it on there. And that is going underneath. Okay, and the same on the other side. Put quite a good bit on and bring it under. And now I'm going to take the shimmer shade that we used. In fact, I'm going to take the lighter one. I'm going to take this shade here, Smitten. Can you see that? This shade here. And I'm going to pop this in this corner. And there at the front. Going to use that as a bit of a highlight in there. Okay. That's going to be the highlight in there and a little bit underneath there. So I'm going to pop that in there as the highlight. To keep checking that I'm using the right, dipping my brush in the right shade. And that's going to come underneath my eye a little bit as well. And now the bit where I need to be very, very careful. I'm going to take the Irate, the black shade, and I'm going to bring that underneath. So that's going to tie in this outside edge. And I only need a tiny, tiny bit of that to tie in there. Okay. And then I'm going to get my big old blending brush and I'm just going to blend underneath. Around while I make some funny faces. Okay. Now I thought I was really organized, but apparently I didn't get any eyeliner out, so I'm just going to find my eyeliner. And I'm definitely wearing eyeliner with this, so I'm going to go on the waterline above and below on each eye. One eye done, and the other eye. I actually love palette 3. I think that the mixture of the pinks and the blacks are really, really nice, especially with the silver. The highlight is really, really good. And actually what I didn't do was highlight underneath my brow. So I'm just going to take the concealer brush very quickly, clean that off as it's handy. And I'm going to use the shade that I used for the highlight in the corner of my eye. I don't know why is my phone screen gone very dark. Is it very dark to you guys? Have I suddenly gone very, very dark? Will somebody tell me? Have I gone dark? Is that any better? Put my selfie light up here. Can someone tell me if I've gone dark? I don't know. No. Sorry guys. So I'm going to take my highlight, my concealer brush, and I'm going to just highlight underneath my brows with the shade Smitten, which is the shade that I used on the inner corner. So just bear with me. And I'm just going to do a tiny little touch at a time, just to keep my hands steady. There. Thank you, Laura. I'm loving this look as well. I actually adore palette 3. I love the colours in it. Will somebody tell me if it's gone really dark, because it feels like my phone screen has gone really, really, really dark. I don't know why. Maybe it's just my actual screen. I've just turned the brightness up on my screen. Maybe that was it. Okay, so eyebrows done. And I'm going to pop on one layer of Epic Mascara. So I've got the blend going on there. And then I'm going to start on my foundation and the rest of my face. So I always do my eyes first. So I don't know if you can pick up the blend there as well as I can. But like there's this amazing kind of purpley, pinky to browny kind of grey blend going on there. And it's really, really good. Like every color in that palette is amazing. And I'll take some photos as well afterwards, just so you can see if I can get any better photos with my camera. But I am loving this look. And the mascara, I'm going to do a few coats of mascara. So I'll do one now, and then I'll do my foundation. And then I'll do some more. So I always start with my eyes, because if I get any fallout, then when I'm doing my foundation and stuff, I can fix that. You know, it's like Tipp-Ex on your face, so it just kind of gets rid of any of those bits of mess, really. So lower lid. And there we go. So that's one coat of Epic mascara on, and now I'm going to go for foundation. So now the primer that I put on is well and truly settled into my skin, so I'm just giving my foundation a shake. I'm using the Touch Liquid foundation, and I'm using the liquid foundation brush. Definitely get the right tools for the products that you're using. It makes a huge difference in your application if you're putting your products on with the right tools, for sure. So I'm going to start with this side, because this side is a mess, and you can just watch the magic while I apply. The coverage of this foundation is medium, and it's fantastic. So I'm going in over the top of my eyebrows and my nose, and I'll put like a few drops on at a time, and then I'll put a little bit more. And I mean, look at the difference to the other side of my face. It's incredible. So I do the other side of my face as well, and then I'll work it in around under my eyes. You see, I'm going to use highlight under my eyes, so we'll get to them in a minute. Do the forehead, in between my brows, there. Thanks, Debbie. Getting there. Nice to see you tonight. There, and I'm gonna just delicately do that under my chin. So now what I'm going to do, that's enough foundation for me, okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my pre-dampened blending bud, and I'm just going to give that a little dab in all over. And then I'm going to apply some concealer and some contouring. I'm not too bad, Debbie. I've had a long day today. I've been from I've been to the health clinic, I've been to the hospital, so I got home earlier on, and then I just kind of been chilling. It was quite a long day, so I was seeing the spine specialist today, trying to get my back sorted out. Ongoing, as always. How are you? It's been a long time since I got to speak to you. I hope you're well. So just dabbing away there, blending bud, as always, like blended in, all of that. And what I'm going to do now is take my concealer in the shade Velour, and I'm actually going to take a concealer brush, and I'm going to work on the areas that need a little bit of extra help. So I just, using my concealer brush, dabbing a tiny bit on, and you can see here, I'm just going to dab the brush on and disappear away these little spots. And I'm just kind of really lightly tapping it in. I don't know if you can see that. Just tapping it over, clearing it all up. Yes, Max. I can be as quiet as possible. Get into bed, please. I'm being told off by my son again for being too loud. And I love this look, and it's a shame that I'm doing this and I don't have anywhere to go. But to bed. So that concealer has just magicked away that spot, thank you. Thank you very much. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use our amazing contour stick. and I'm going to do my highlight. So this is one of our jewel products. So I'm going to highlight underneath my eye, there, and underneath this eye, there. I'm going to go down my nose, up, kind of little bit of a tree thing going on up there. This is just how I do it, okay? I'm going to have a little bit on my chin there, and I'm going to have some here as well. Some here. Okay, now I look really, really strange. And I'm going to do down my nose as well, down the side of my nose, and down this side of my nose. I like to go along the bottom of my nose as well, underneath my lip, twist it out a bit, and then I do, it's like a triangle that I'm doing down here, and same down here. Okay, down to about there. Check that I've got it down to the right place, and then I'm going up here and here. I think that the trouble that Max is having trying to sleep is that there are kids outside shouting and playing, and he can hear them. So, you know, it's a little bit like, how comes they're still out? And I'm just going to use my blending bud. Oh yeah, and also where I didn't do it was on my jawline. I'm just going to, because I can't see what you can see, so I'm just going to show you around my jawline here. Okay, so I always blend in the light first. So I'm literally just blending in. These contour sticks are incredible. They're so easy to use and so amazing. So that's blended me in there, nice. And underneath my eyes. And I like to use a little tiny triangle bit. Kind of go up in there. You see there's kids outside that are really shouting and playing, and I think he can hear them. And I think it's that that's keeping him awake, not me. But it's his school tour tomorrow, so he's all excited about that. Okay, so I do all the light first, just kind of blend in the light shades. And then I'm going to take a different blending bud and I'm going to blend in the darker shades. I don't like to mix my blending buds up. Okay, so just going to blend that down. You see what I did? And I think I might use this one actually. I'm just going to blend that out. There. And out along here. And underneath. And the same here. So easy to use, so creamy and nice. Make sure I blend this one on my jawline as well. And up here. Because I actually have quite a large forehead, so you know, I need to kind of shorten it, and I shorten it by doing this. I love contouring. I've been practicing with the contour sticks for a while now, and I love the way that they kind of blend in together as well. So I still need to do a little bit more here. I'm gonna have to go back over that spot now. So I use my concealer. Where is it? Oh, it's here. Lost. And I'm going to do a little bit of baking after that. So literally just dab on literally the tiniest amount of concealer. I actually put on way too much there. There. You can still see I put on too much. You like with these products, honestly, a little bit goes such a long way. You have to be so careful not to put on too much. And I love this contour, like how easy was that to use, and it's such a nice kind of natural looking contour. So I'm going to bake now. For those of you who know what baking is, I'm just going to shove the powder on. It's translucent setting powder. It comes with this lovely little thing here, so you don't get too much out at once. I'm literally just going to dab it all over and just leave that to set on my face. And then while that's setting, while my face is baking, I'm going to do another layer of Epic Mascara. So I'm just going to leave that to bake and give it a brush off. Do another layer of Epic Mascara. That's the lightest contour stick as well. I actually bought the lightest one because I wasn't sure what the colours were going to be like. So I'm going to do another layer of Epic Mascara just to give my lashes some double whammy. And then I'm not really sure. I think I'm going to go for a nude lip with this look because my eyes are so intense. Get into bed. Get into bed. Get into bed. Can you hear that? Please turn it down. Hey Jerry, how are you? Are you well? I'm doing a full face makeup demo tonight. It's been a long live. And thank you very much, Laura. I'm loving these contour sticks. I have been using it a lot. I've been using it a lot at work. It's been very, very handy. So I'm just putting on my second layer of Epic Mascara while my face powder is baking. And I love how flawless my face is looking. I love it. So what I'm going to do is just give that a little sweep off. There. I'm glad to hear you're doing great. Super glad. Little sweep off, and I'm going to put a little bit of blusher on. I always wear blush. I think the contour is still fine. It's the very lightest one, so it's not a heavy going one at all. I'm just going to add a little bit of blush to that. I'm using the shade Sweet. I'm just putting the tiniest, you see, I literally I dab it on like that and then tap it off. So I'm just literally using like the tiniest bit, and I just put that on up to the contour. There. There. So my eyes are ever so dramatic. And I'm gonna look at lippy. Where are you? Let's have grab a handful of lipsticks here. I'm sure I've got a nude somewhere. Yeah. I do. I have a nude. What color is this? What one is this? I've got such bad eyesight I can't actually see. That's too pink. It's too pink. So have a little old look. Oh, that's too red. It's got to be something fairly nude, I think. Oh, that's very sparkly. I don't know about that one. That's too orangey. I might go with this one. What one's this? Sitting Pretty. This is an affluent, one of our affluent lipsticks. It's a pink. It's Sitting Pretty, it's called. I mean, our opulence lipsticks. Affluent. That's actually a shade, affluent. But this is Sitting Pretty. So that's quite nice colour with this look, actually. And these lipsticks are very, very, very... Got to go. No worries, Jerry. These lipsticks are so creamy and lovely. So there. That is my demo. of a smoky eye using the palette 3, and a flawless face, and using the contour sticks. I think that it's come out very well. I like it anyway. I didn't quite finish blending in under there by the looks of things. Let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, guys. And I've got 2 coats of Epic mascara on, so you just see those eyelashes if I look up there. And yeah, ready for town, but I'm off to bed. So I really enjoyed this look. I really like creating it, and I hope that you got some value from my video. You know what to do if you did. Sharing is caring. Thanks so much to everybody that watches, everybody that shares. Oh, and one more thing. I just want to show you again my gift from corporate. So look at this box. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I am so getting that tattooed on me. I absolutely adore it. And inside, for anyone that didn't see earlier, is the little necklace that I got. If I actually take it out, it was from the Saving Lashes Changing Lives campaign, Race to 1 Million. So when we got up to 1 million presenters, and this is my rose gold necklace, and I just show you there, put it the right way around. If you can see there, it actually says, I don't know if the light is blinding it, it actually says uplift, if you can see that, uplift, and it has the flourish on it. So I'm absolutely delighted that I got it. It's got a really, really long chain, so you can have it long, you can shorten it up, you can wear it however you like, but I absolutely adore it. And thank you so much, corporate, for another beautiful gift. They spoil, I've been so spoiled by Unique since I joined them, with free makeup, gifts. You know, they never ever stop spoiling you. It's incredible. So I'm really, really delighted today that I got that, and very, very grateful. Very, very grateful for being in this company, to be honest. I absolutely love it. If any of you have any questions on any of the products that I've used, or on any of the techniques that I've used, or would like to maybe host your own online makeup masterclass, I am very willing, able, and ready to take on board. So just hit me up with a message, let me know, or anyone you know that's interested, send them my way, and we can do any kind of look that you want. We can talk skincare, we can do anything you want, so just hit me up and let me know. And again, guys, I got a crazy piece of hair here. Thank you so much for watching me. I appreciate and love you all to bits, and I will see you later. Take care. God bless.